Today, our Agape Wednesday offering focuses on fasting. And I'm going to try to help answer this important question: why do we fast during Lent? The Catechism of the Catholic Church says that fasting is meant to prepare us for a liturgical feast. And looking back at history, the act of fasting is much older than our Christian church. Think all the way back to the beginning of humanity in the book of Genesis, when Adam and Eve were told to fast from one tree in the garden. In the Old Testament, on the Day of Atonement, the whole nation was required to fast. In the Gospels, Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights in the desert. And in the Gospel that is read each year to begin Lent on Ash Wednesday, we hear that fasting is one of the three main disciplines of Lent. And for reference, the three are prayer, almsgiving, and fasting. Some people may think that we fast to get God's attention, favor, or love, but that simply is not true. God already gives us his attention, favor, and love freely and fully, regardless if we fast or not. What fasting does is it allows us to feel our hunger, our actual physical hunger. And I will suggest that our physical hunger is a doorway to the feast that we long for. I mean, think about it. If we don't know the pain of hunger, how can we know the true joy of feasting? And the gospel points to a feast that we prepare for. In our immediate case, this Lent, that feast is, of course, the resurrection of Jesus at Easter. But looking ahead, we are also preparing for an eternal feast, a feast that never ends. Many of you may not know this about me, but I have a degree in the field of psychology. Looking at fasting from a psychological standpoint, hunger, which is a result of fasting, is a state of being in which we realize our dependence on something else, which in this case is food. And personally, when I fast from food, either as a part of my Lenten observances or I skip lunch because I work so hard in my office all day long, my family can tell that I've been fasting. When I get home after a long day at work and I haven't eaten all day, I'm irritable, I'm cranky. Simply put, I'm really grumpy. It's true, often people will choose to give up or fast from chocolate or TV or social media for Lent, but this Lent, and it's not too late to start, I encourage you to dig deeper. Mindfully choose to fast from the things in your heart that need to be addressed and changed. We might think we need a particular thing in our lives and fill in the blank with what that thing might be in your life. But when we are able to rid ourselves of these things, these bad routines or bad habits as they may be, we achieve freedom. And Lent is a great opportunity to strive for this freedom. Most people agree fasting isn't fun, and it's not supposed to be. But fasting grants us the ability to unite our suffering to the cross of Christ for the salvation of the world. Fasting is a way to withdraw our reliance on earthly things so that we can feast on God's presence and power in our lives. I want to close by saying I believe that fasting has the ability to change your life forever. If we mindfully fast to change the bad things that draw us away from God and weigh us down, fasting can truly lead to conversion and change our hearts for good.